All right, so good morning once again, and good morning, everyone. I appreciate every single one of you for joining this meeting. We thank God for everything. We thank God for life. We thank God for good health, and we thank God for the business we have. So we're going to be kicking off with the meeting. All right, this is Super Leadership Monday, and today being the 13th of December, 2021. All right, and God willing, it promises to be a powerful one. All right, today's briefing is going to be straight to point. But before I go to the briefing, all right, please, I need to talk a little about something very, very important, which I think everybody should understand. We're talking about the importance or how to build an unstoppable momentum in your business. All right, how do you build an unstoppable momentum? The importance of momentum in your business and how to build an unstoppable momentum in your business. Now, this is very, very important because for those of you that have studied this book, The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, John Maxwell talks about the big mo, all right? It's one of the irrefutable laws of leadership, and the big mo is talking about the momentum, all right? Momentum is key in leadership, all right? So let me appreciate some people joining from different locations. In fact, Popo Olaisiaka, I can see you're driving, but yet your video is on. You're highly appreciated, all right? And Mr. Noradin Abubakar as a Shining Star leader all the way from Kaduna. All right, it's a good one. The video is on. Halima Yaya. All right, you are appreciated. Mr. Joseph. All right, you are also highly appreciated. These are people I can see and I'm calling their name. Okay, Mrs. Nana Fitz is also there. And you're highly appreciated. Maku City too, I can see you, but some of you don't have your videos on. I told you earlier to put your videos on. All right, it's good. Okay, some of you are conferencing it. Okay, some of you didn't want to put your videos on because you're conferencing it from your bed. Some of you are still sleeping. Please wake up, stand up from that bed. You shouldn't be lying down on that bed. Please, if you're close to someone who's like, tell the person to stand up. This is on a Monday morning. This is 8 a.m. What are you doing? How should you be sleeping by 8 a.m.? I can see some of you smiling. You know, I caught you. You were sleeping and you just had to wake up. Some of you are conferencing from your house. All right, Mary Amayaki is laughing, and I can see most of you smiling. All right, I can see most of you smiling because you knew that I caught you red-handed. This is a champion. I mean, a champion should not be sleeping at 8 a.m. 8 a.m. Wow, that's too late to be sleeping. Okay, that's it. So let's all get ready. Are we set? Of course, we're set for the meeting. So you should have your videos on. All right, Mr. Obazere, Stephen, every single one of you, all right, you are highly acknowledged. I can see you just as much as you can see me, even if I didn't mention your name, all right, it's good. Now, even if I didn't mention your name, please take note, I acknowledge you, all right? At some point in time, I may be mentioning your name, all right? Now, this is it, very, very important, please. Those in the offices, all right, especially for subsequent weeks, today might be pardoned and overlooked, but for subsequent weeks, very important, leaders should conference this, especially those offices outside the location, outside, what do you call it, outside Suleja. You know, you should conference it in your various offices, Alpha Champion, Success Team, in Duse, in Kubwa, Mr. Daniel Oyale and Mr. Adams, conference that in Lugbe, what's the name, Mrs. Nana Fit, of course, in Port Harcourt, Dr. Abdullah Ismail in Kano, Dr. Imran in Katsina, Mr. Abdul Malik Hamza in Kefi, and different people in different states in Lagos and so many other places. All right, now if you have an office and you have your team members, the ideal is to meet with them in your office and have this conference with them so that once we are done with the meeting, you can swing into action with whatever we might have discussed. But if you're sitting home alone, right, and we're done with discussion, putting your team members together, putting in that level of spark, you know, might not be so easy. So it's good in advance, a day before, you should have that notice already passed. All right, prepare your team in advance the evening before so that it can be what? Part of the meeting in advance. They will get prepared for it. All right, that is it. So please take note of that. All right, it is very, very, very important. But unfortunately, I am not within. I'm not in Suleja currently. For those of you that have been following the group, you've been following the WhatsApp group, you will realize that I'm not in Suleja, and that's why you cannot see me in the usual office where I have been running most of my trainings, or the usual spot where I run most of our trainings. That is in the hall, in the Suite 7 and the Suite 8 hall in our Suleja office cluster, right? I'm not in Suleja, I'm in the city. I'm running this training or running this meeting live in the city of Minna, in one of the hotels there, where I had to pass the night because we had our mega event in Minna. That was yesterday. And those who were part of that mega event, if you're one of those that were part of that mega event, I think you can help those who are not part of it, give us an idea of what it was like on the chat box. Just write a comment of what it was like on the chat box. All right, that is for those who witnessed it live, or those who must have heard of it, or those who invited, all right, or those who had a glimpse of the video. Maybe you were not there, but you saw something, maybe on someone's status. All right, Marcus, you say it was mind-blowing and outstanding. And I think that's why. Okay, so just man, it was massive. Indeed, it was massive. All right, Habib Ahmed said it was massive. Yes, that's correct. It was heavily massive. The Minna event, the mega event in Minna was super massive. In fact, we were not anticipating it. In fact, what happened was the plan was not even to use the hall. Someone said it was so amazing. Jibril Yaya said it was so amazing. Yes, it was. It was heavily massive. It was, in fact, I wasn't even expecting that. All right, I was not expecting that. It was something else. In fact, the initial intent, the initial plan was to use the small hall. The event center has two major halls, the smaller one, and then the mega hall. The initial plan was to use the smaller hall, right, which was supposed to be, in fact, that was what we made arrangement for, all right. It was, that was what we made arrangement for the smaller hall, because we're just looking at it, okay, we're expecting maybe an average of 500 people or thereabout. So the smaller hall should serve, which was a capacity of about 500. But unfortunately, what we saw was something else. In fact, by the time it was time for the event, we realized that over several numbers of people, in numerous numbers, I can't even estimate because I don't have an idea, maybe over 200 or more, were just outside without seats, no hope for them. So we had to quickly make an exigent arrangement, an urgent arrangement, an emergency, to switch everything to the bigger hall. In fact, that was the reason why we're supposed to kick off exactly 4 p.m. But by 4:10, in fact, by 4:05, everywhere was already rowdy. There was no seat, and everything was just something else. In fact, we had to transfer all the equipment, the projector, and everything to the mega hall. Those of you that were there, you witnessed it. In fact, it was something we didn't anticipate. We had to move everything to the mega hall, and guess what? That created some delay. It created some, room for us to start a little late. And in fact, I think we started past 5 or thereabout, and we still had to put everything together to see that we were able to make it a success. And by the grace of God, it was indeed a success. The sign-up was massive. The cooperation from the team was massive. I want to use this opportunity to sincerely appreciate, first of all, give honor to whom honor is due, sincerely appreciate God Almighty. We appreciate God Almighty for making that event a success. I prayed very well for that event. I prayed to God even before I left for Minna, to God Almighty, that for us to have a successful event. And that prayer obviously was answered. And same goes to every single one of you that also prayed for success. So it was a massive success, and we appreciate God for that, first and foremost. And secondly, I also want to use this opportunity to appreciate the organizers, those who put their hands together. It was a combo. It was a kind of an event, a two-team combined actually. So I wasn't surprised why that invitation was massive. The team from JUTN, that is the person of Sovyanushi Paul, and of course 381 DA. Some of you saw, you could see how massive it was. In fact, Mr. Gaza, he's not here, but I sincerely appreciate him, together with Mr. Abdullah Isali, the Mr. Nasir Isani too. These are the main people in Minna who took up that mandate to make it possible to running up and down for the logistics and every other thing. All right, Mr. Abdullah Saleh, Mr. Gaza, of course, Mr. Nasidi too. You are highly appreciated. 381 Day appreciates you sincerely for putting on that selfless work, running down even for the radio jingle, for the hall, for the seats, even to the last minute. Probably you didn't even have time for even your own prospects and all that. You did a selfless sacrifice just to see that you had your, to see that this thing was possible. Some other persons would have just taken it, oh, let me just focus on what I and my team will benefit. But you made a sacrifice that might not have benefited you directly, but on behalf of the entire 381 DA. That selflessness will never be forgotten as far as this team is concerned. We sincerely appreciate you all. Mr. Gaza is not part of 381 DA, but I'm mentioning him here. If he has any opportunity to view this video, he will understand that he is highly appreciated. All right. And of course, like I mentioned, Mr. Sani Nasidi and Mr. Abdullah Isali, you are sincerely appreciated. 381D appreciates you for every single one of you that have recorded one form of sign-ups, one form of feat. You've achieved one feat or the other. I must tell you, by the grace of God, that God has used this set of people, Mr. Gaza, Mr. Abdullah Isali, and of course, Mr. Nasidi, to make this a reality. All right. So we appreciate them. And also appreciation to every single, the Unstoppable Leaders too. You're highly appreciated for that selfless work. You're also there to coordinate and to put your hands, soil your hands to see that everything was possible. And lots of team members, lots of connectors, lots of emerging leaders and the connectors, they were all there, to also close. And I love the selfless close people did. You're not looking for my prospects and all that. It was just a massive close. In fact, you couldn't even identify your prospects. So it was a thing of close everybody. And you're all doing it selflessly. You're doing it as if everybody that came to the hall was your prospect. Sincerely, this has created, a huge kind of, belief and trust and bond, even in the team. So every single one of you, you are appreciated. Even those who are not there but supported in prayers, you are also appreciated. All right, that is it. And for today, I'm going to be talking about the big move. Please take note, there will be some one or more announcement at the end of the meeting. All right, and but after the meeting, but before that announcement, I'm going to be running just a very, very brief session. Please pay attention. If you have your writing materials, have them handy. All right, except it will be a major distraction. Some of you are driving. If you're driving, then just don't worry, just focus, listen. All right, but if you are settled and you can lay your hands on the writing material, please do that. But if it's going to cost you a major distraction, then please keep that aside and pay attention to me. The meeting is on record. Maybe you can get the recorded version later. All right, what I'm going to be giving you are tips. First of all, I'm going to be talking about, I'm going to be giving you 7 maybe or less or more tips for building an unstoppable momentum in your business. All right, for building an unstoppable momentum in your business. It is very, 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 very key to have an unstoppable momentum. Now, first of all, let us try to understand what is momentum. All right, what is momentum? Now, it is important for you to understand momentum and understand momentum itself, and then understand the importance of it. All right, maybe on a day I'll create a slide for this. This was an impromptu. I just thought of this. This training just came to me. I just thought of it. I said, no, this is very, very important. I talk about it so that people can understand some of the secret I put, or what you could call secret. I don't have a secret like I always tell people, but if there's any, I think it is important someone understands some of the things I do, all right, that helps bring some some kind of result, amazing result. All right, that is it. Now momentum, the Oxford Dictionary defines it as, of course, in physics we talk about momentum is the product of when you talk about a body in motion, right? In physics, you're talking about the product of its mass and velocity. All right, you're talking about mass, you're talking about weight here, or mass. All right, and guess what? You're talking about the velocity. All right, you're talking about the speed per unit time. All right, that is momentum. You're talking about a body on motion. So that body has a mass, but it's on motion. And what is the speed? What is the velocity, all right, of that body? That is related to physics. And of course, it relates to even the general definition of momentum, all right? Momentum has a lot to do with courage. It has a lot to do with impetus, non-stop, all right? That is a body. It means that body is in motion, all right? That is it. And it is the impetus, either of a body in motion or an idea or a course of events moving spontaneously, right? That's momentum. Now, when it comes to business, when it comes to success generally, momentum is key. That is, it is very, very important, especially when it comes to business. Please pay attention and understand the power of momentum. Because some of you see what happens is you've been doing activities sometimes and you are wondering, you have been in the business for, for quite some time, right? And you're not, you're getting some results. Sometimes the result goes down. Sometimes, it comes appreciable. Sometimes it goes down. But guess what? When you don't have momentum, your success can be dragged long. I didn't get to understand the importance of momentum until I started studying some materials, some books, watching some videos and all that. Then, and of course, attending some trainings, stealing trainings from some other leaders. And I saw those leaders that were doing well. I saw leaders like Dr. Elijah Mba in CFG International. I saw leaders like, Dr. Tony Akabuno. I saw, people like that who came in and do within 8 months, what Dr. Omar could not even achieve for 2 years. I saw someone doing it for 8 months, within 8 months period. Less than half the time it took me to get to a particular level. In fact, someone within 8 months, went far above that level. And I looked at it, I said, what is the secret? How are these people doing this thing? When I looked closer, I was sneaking in, trying to check what exactly are these people doing, right? Amidst other things I discovered, which some of them have already mentioned them in some other trainings. I've been running several trainings on this. You can make reference to some other recorded version. All right. Leaders, feel free. Please, strictly for leaders. This is strictly for leaders. Leaders, feel free. You can come and get the recorded version so that you can also use it to train your team. Right. When I looked at it closely, I realized that one of the key things that helps them, do a lot, achieve a lot within a short period of time is momentum. What it means is this: I have been doing activity, but what happens sometimes I will get some result. You see, after some time, I'll pause. The human body, take note, has this natural tendency for fatigue. It's a natural tendency. We are human beings. There are times you do some things, and guess what? After some time, right, you get a little, fatigue, you get tired. And that's where you start hearing things like, I can't kill myself. And that's why I always discourage people, don't listen to those things. Somebody, I can't kill myself. What do you mean by that? It is better you kill yourself within a short period of time and have the opportunity to live with splendor for the rest of your life. Within a short period of time, imagine killing yourself for just 6 months and living a life of splendor for 6 years. It is worth it. You kill yourself for 3 years and live a life of splendor for 35 years or for the rest of your life, right? And that is what it should be like. Now, what gives you that leverage? What gives you that opportunity, that power, is when you understand the importance of what? Of momentum. Because when something you're supposed to achieve within 6 months, because you lost momentum. Our business is this. Let me first of all make you understand it. Our business is a business that operates like you're pushing a truck up the hill. Some of you that have attended the Quick Starter Guide, you've seen that very familiar, that picture, a man pushing a truck or a car up the hill. If you leave that car at any time, now pay attention and understand it. You are pushing a truck up the hill. If you leave that car at the middle of the hill, even when it is close to the top of the hill, you leave that push, guess what? What happens is this: the car will definitely roll back. And most times when you want to start pushing, you will push with more strength. Of course, you don't even have as much strength as you started. The initial enthusiasm might not be there, but you still have to push even with more strength, even when there is less enthusiasm. And that is the truth. You still have to push from ground zero back again, doing the same thing you've already done, and you're struggling up. So it is a rule. If you must rise to the top in this business, you want to get to an appreciable level in this business, you don't want to lose momentum at any point in time. It is key. It is key. So you want to push till you get to a level. There's a level you must get to. If at all you will now talk about, and guess what? This amazing level, trust me, if you understand the power of momentum, this is a level you can hit even within the first 3 months of your business. Within the first 4 months, 5 months, maximum of 6 months in your business, you've gotten to a level that is mind-blowing. Let me give an example, an amazing example. For some of you that attended the leadership summit where you had Rise of the Millionaire Mentors, the one that was teamed Rise of the Millionaire Mentors. Guess what? You saw some amazing people. You could see some very young boys and girls, young men and women who were doing amazing things. I can make a reference to this lady, even though she's not in my team, but guess what? In fact, she's worth mentioning. Gift. Is it Gift, or I can't remember her name? I think that's Gift or something. I think that should be the name. This is a lady that's been in the business for just barely 5 months or thereabout. 5 months or 6 months, less than 6 months. And guess what? She's already in the what? In the 2 comma club. In fact, my leaders will testify. When we attended the meeting, Dr. Victor confirmed that she would have even probably entered Monthly Millionaire Mentor if that leadership summit was held at the end of that month. Because she already was even raising someone that was to enter 2 comma club, that was to become not just a millionaire, but to enter 2 comma club, which means she would have become a monthly millionaire mentor. And just that was within our first 6 months of the business. Rose all the way from what? From being a connector to becoming a kingsman, meaning she must have finished her SMO checklist, moved into becoming a kingsman. From being a kingsman, she didn't even become an emerging leader. She skipped. I think she's probably an unstoppable leader, obviously now. And guess what? She skipped and became an unstoppable leader. But not only that, she entered monthly millionaire. Not just being a monthly millionaire, she skipped and entered 2 comma club, meaning she had made over ₦1 million for 3 consecutive months minimum. And she has even raised someone who was also coming up with speed to also become a 2 comma club like her. Now, what would have given birth to such a massive success within 6 months? Trust me, let me tell you this. Some of you must have put in even more effort than she must have done in her business. I can bet you there are some of you that have put in even more effort than she put in. And guess what? This lady was building a business in a place where sometimes you always have pockets of unrest, pocket of crisis, pocket of issues. I think she's in one of the states in the East where you have this, what do you call it? This unrest sometimes, the Biafra unrest and all that between the government. And so sometimes, is it Onitsha or something? I can't remember. Is it Onitsha? One of these states in the East where sometimes you're always having pockets of this unrest, stay at home and all that. Guess what? She didn't make an excuse. She resorted to start doing home launches, taking massive home campaigns, right? Organizing home launches and breaking home. Once people sign in, she would just get them to invite to their houses, and she would come and blast it in their house. And she was packing the sign up, she was duplicating it. Her leaders was also doing similar thing. Guess what? Because she could not have this physical event, guess what? She was using massive home launches, but she sustained it. One of the things I will tell you that has helped that lady, even if, you see, I admire her so much. I admire her courage. She might not be in 381DA, but guess what? When I see something nice, I must make reference to it, whether it's in my team or not. I must celebrate it. It is a must for me because I know celebrating success attracts success to me. I was, in fact, that day, for those of you that were there, I was clapping for her. I was standing up as if I should just go and meet her. And wow, in fact, I was so happy for her. But I knew something. I knew that she had the only thing that would have gotten her there within 6 months, which people have struggled for even 2-3 years to get there, and they are still struggling to get there, is momentum. Momentum. Someone hitting 2 comma club within 6 months. The only thing that can help you get there is understanding how to build an unstoppable momentum. Because trust me, at the first month, second month, at the first month, there might be enthusiasm. The second month, there's activity, maybe no result, disappointment, rejection, and everything. But she must have refused to back down. She refused to back down. She refused to back out. She kept on pressing it. There are times where she woke up, she didn't want to go to the office. I didn't want to do anything today. Today I'm tired. My headache. I didn't take supplement. Blah, blah, blah. Maybe I should just rest today. But she understood that if I lost momentum, I will have to start afresh, building or redoing what I've already done. Guess what? Despite the tiredness, I must still do it. The discipline was there. One of the things that can help you build momentum is discipline. We're coming to it. I'm going to be announcing it. I'm going to be giving you those steps, all right? Those tips, or rather, those tips, not steps, tips, all right? They're just tips to help you build an unstoppable momentum in your business. So guess what? She stayed in. She embraced momentum. And guess what? She was not backing out. She was not backing out. She was still doing it. Even sometimes they were announced, okay, stay at home and all that. She would still find a way to sneak and go and run her lunch. She was what? Trying to sustain momentum. She was not just trying to get sign up. Take note. She was not just trying to get result, but she was trying to what? To sustain the already what? Built momentum. So this is the reason why many of you struggle. It's simple. When you do lots of activity, you get some level of result, but sometimes there are times you break. There are times you take a break. There are times you take a little time to relax. And guess what? All the things you've done, some of them you begin to lose it, and you need to start coming afresh to rebuild. If you can but be patient to build it to a level, guess what? There's a level it gets to. Guess what? It becomes spontaneous. It becomes automated. That is it. If you don't get it to an automated level, it is not advisable. In fact, it is not negotiable for you to try to back down or back out, because at the end of the day, you lose momentum and start afresh. And that's the reason why I'm going to be giving you. So I believe with this, you understand the importance of momentum. Momentum cuts your journey short, right? In this business, when you have momentum, guess what? Number one, it makes you, now take note, you can write it down. What is the importance of momentum? One of the importance of momentum is this: it creates an unstoppable fire in your team. It cuts your journey short. Number two, it cuts your journey short. I gave you an example of somebody like Dr. Tony Akabunu that achieved within 8 months what even Dr. Omar could not even achieve in 2 years. What it means, his journey to that realm was cut short. In fact, he even overtook me to a level that you can imagine that. That is momentum, right? Somebody like what? Like Gift. Guess what? Was able to do something that even there are lots of leaders are struggling to do it even for 3 years, but she was able to do it in 6 months. In 6 months, right? So it cut your journey ultra short, right? Why? Because this is another importance of it. Because of one important, this is what it does. It cuts your journey ultra short because why? It harnesses energy, all right? Even energy from outside, all right? From without, let me put it that way, energy from without. Now, most of the energy you are using to build your business is from within. You are putting in effort, but when you have momentum, guess what? It can help you harness energy from without. What it means is, look at how it operates. There's a level of momentum you get when you kick a ball and the ball is rolling, right? It's like a truck. You're pushing a truck up the hill. Guess what you did before you started pushing? Guess what? You went back, and you pushed heavily. And there's a way it does. You see, that force you pushed, guess what? By the time you're getting to somewhere, you realize that there's a support force, right? Just because of that tendency for you to push heavily and sustainably. And guess what? When you get into a cruise mode, it means that there's a force from without. Even the force you are not putting in is also helping to push your business. That's what momentum does. So it helps you harness even external energy and even more energy beyond your normal energy from without, right? And of course, like I've mentioned, it can cut your journey ultra short. This thing is so important, so important. All right, that's why I'll be giving you these tips, all right, so that you can build an unstoppable momentum in your business. Now, this training is coming at the perfect time. That is why I didn't take my time to really prepare the slide and all that. I'm just doing it haphazardly, but guess what? To ensure that the message is well passed. It is coming at a very crucial time where people have a tendency to lose momentum. Some of you have built since last year. You started your business during the pandemic. You struggled, and God helped you able to survive the pandemic, and you were able to pass through the pandemic. And after pandemic, your business peaked. When your business peaked, now we've gone out of the pandemic, and now we are now in a season of abundance. But this is also can be also a season of distraction. But because we didn't see it coming, guess what happened? Guess what happens? At the end of the day, you've built a sizable team. You were struggling to get a single downline before. Now watch it. This is the warning against losing momentum. You are struggling to get a sign up. You're struggling to get a downline. You're just trying to make ends meet in your business. And finally, lo and behold, God has answered your prayer. Now you have started recording 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 signups in your team. And guess what happens? This is December. You have packed your bag and baggages. You want to travel and go and spend 1 week, 2 weeks with village people that are non-connectors. You want to spend in the name of what? Of taking a holiday. right? You want to go and spend and abandon your business. Leave those people that God have placed in your hands. You want to go and what? Leave them aside. Forget about them. Let me go and flex. You forget that the best type of flexing you should flex is even with your family. Your best family are people within even your business. You don't understand. I always tell people, I say, look, every single person in my business, they form part of my family. As far as I'm concerned, they are the most important people to me. My first family are the people in my business. That's the reason why sometimes my wife will be calling me. Some of you are witness it. You see, she'll be calling me. It is when I'm done with people that things that relate to my team members before I give her even some attention. She understands it. So once she calls me, I don't pick. In fact, we've gotten to a level where she doesn't even get angry anymore. Initially, it used to be like that, but she realized that whatever be the case, I'm going to still come back to you. We'll be together. But please, you see these people, they are begging my attention. I need to help them. I need to do this. I need to do this. So she understands it at some point in time. Thank God for her understanding. But guess what? That is because my first family, the most important people to me, are the people within my business. These are the connectors. These are the family of 381DA. They are the most important people to me. I have the best set of people there. So guess what? They have my unwavering commitment, no distraction. I can be distracted from any other thing, but not from my commitment or my responsibility towards the people God have placed in my hands to support, right? That is because I understand the importance of momentum. And this is a time where people lose momentum the most. So guess what? There's things people do. You just lock the shop, lock your office, and you disappear. Your team members are everywhere looking for you, but you are nowhere to be found. And guess what? When you are done with the season, the ties and everything, and then you are coming back in January, guess what? You are trying to pick the broken pieces of your business by then. You have to start from ground zero again, afresh. This is not what you want, right? That is it. And no wonder somebody like Ambassador Nefo will tell you that if you don't have up to 10, 15 million naira kept in your peace of mind account, which you are doing nothing with, you have no right to say you are traveling to a village and locking your shop. Why should you do that? Or locking your office? Why should you do that? Why should you abandon your team? You lose momentum, and guess what? You start from ground zero. This thing I'm telling you has held lots of people back. There are some people with wings. They're just waiting to fly. They're just waiting to fly. And guess what? This is the time they're waiting. They need your attention the most, and you abandon them and you rush to attend to some other things. By the time you're back, it's not going to tell well because you might not find them when you are back, right? So take note of that. Now, what are the tips for you to build unstoppable momentum so that you can sustain it? And guess what? By the time others are coming, those who close their offices and their shop, by the time they are coming back, guess what? In fact, you are relaxed, folding your hand, and you're in a cruise mode whereby your business is moving and you don't have to do so much struggle. All right. That is it. And this is also very important. We'll talk about momentum. It's also very, 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 very important, especially post mega event we just held in Minna. All right. I'm going to be telling you how you can also add to your work, to the momentum in order to, in fact, let me quickly mention this. All right. Take note for those who attended, who had one or more prospects, you invited, even if it is one person you invited, some of you invited maybe up to 10 persons or 20 persons, whatever number of persons you invited. All right. You must ensure you sustain this momentum. I'm going to give you the tips. I'm here to give you the tip, take note, but I want to tell you what to do exactly with regards to the post mega event we just had. What do you do? Like someone just dropped, Makusidi just dropped, say payment still counting. Yes, that's true. Payments are still counting. As I speak with you, even up till this morning, people are still making payment. We got lots of sign-ups. Yes, that's true in the mega event. But guess what? That is just a tip of the iceberg when you compare it to the payment that should come after the event. That is if you do the right thing. So if you invited even if it is a single soul to this business, I mean to that for this mega event we had yesterday, what should you be doing now? If you leave them, guess what? There are some people you invited, they didn't come. That's what you should understand. There are people you invited, they didn't attend, maybe for one exigency or the other. Some of them invited, they came, but they didn't stay till the end because of the logistics and all that, we started late. So maybe they couldn't stay till the end. It was late, they had to leave. Some of them came, and guess what? They were very interested in the business and they paid and started, maybe full payment or part payment. That's amazing. But guess what? Some of them came And even till now, they've been losing sleep. They couldn't sleep over the night because they were interested. They saw the business. They saw something amazing, but they could not do anything. They could not start. They didn't have money. Maybe they even had some money, but guess what? The opportunity for interaction was not there to let them know that you could make a deposit, but they left. They thought they didn't have up to 50,000 naira, 49,990 to start the business. I only have 30,000, and they left. You will not be able to identify this. What you should be doing now is this. Please, immediately after this meeting, because very soon I'll be ending it. Once I give the 7 tips, I'll make it very brief, and then I'll end it. You swing into action. What you should be doing is this. Call. Please take this very, very seriously. Now, this should be your activity, your major activity for today. If you invited anybody for that mega event, call those people. Call them. Very, very important. Call every single person. Let's say you booked 100 persons. Start it now. Whether it was a jingle radio jingle you did, whether it was contact recommendation, start calling them. And when you call them, this is the pattern. This is what you simply do. Okay, hello. Good afternoon, Mr. Michael. All right. Good afternoon, Mr. Michael. This is Dr. Umar from CFG International, and you were invited for Entrepreneur Summit yesterday. And so you try to inquire, is the normal follow-up procedure? Did you attend the event? He will confirm to you whether he attended or not, because some of them will tell you, oh, I couldn't make it. So automatically, you know that they didn't make it. So what you do, you can give them a makeup probably for tomorrow. All right, in any of the offices, maybe in the Minna office. All right, you look at the Minna timetable and you give them a makeup session. All right, following the procedure, you're letting them know if you want to give them a makeup session. Okay, what happened? Why didn't you attend? They will give you the excuse and all that. Okay, all right. Well, I think I understand you, but what I will do is this. We actually have a makeup session that is strictly for those who took permission from the organization that they couldn't make it. But unfortunately, you didn't take permission. All right. Some of them will apologize. Oh, I'm sorry, I would have called you, but I didn't have your number and all that. Okay, well, what I will do is this. I will give you the privilege of being part of the makeup session so that you don't miss it. But I want to get your assurance that you will not miss it this time. It is tomorrow by so time sharp, meaning you are doing a follow-up to what? To still convert those people, to get those people that didn't attend to attend a normal event. This time, not in the major center. You get them to attend in our Minna office. So take note, you get the timetable of the Minna office timetable. You get it from your leader. All right, that is for those who are eligible to the Minna office. All right, and what you do is you do a thorough follow-up. That is for those that didn't attend. Give them an opportunity to come tomorrow. Now, for those that attended, when they told you, okay, you were invited, you were given an opportunity to meet with our top consultant yesterday at Lebokutigi Hall. Did you attend that event? Did you attend that session? Some of them will tell you, yes, I was there, I attended. Oh, wow, amazing. Okay, that's a good one. Congratulations to you. So which category were you selected for? Don't ask them category 1, 2, or 3. They will just choose. You know, when you have, there's one thing with the exams you wrote in school. You see those exams where they tell you, write a summary or write to summarize also and blah, 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 blah. You have to write. If there's nothing there, it can't come out. But if they give you A or B or C or D, even if you don't know anything, even if I don't know anything, there's nothing in my head, I don't know the answer, I can easily choose A or B. So if you tell them, were you selected in category 1 or 2 or 3, they will tell you, okay, it's category 4. They will just give you any category because you have given them one option. So guess what? Which category were you selected for? They don't know whether it's category Alex and Jacob or Matthew, John, Luke, and Mark. They don't even know which of the category, or whether it was they don't know anything, or whether it's A, B, C, D, or 1, 2, 3, 4. They don't know any of this. So if you give them option, they will choose an option. So tell them which category were you selected for. That's where you catch them. They will tell you category. I don't think they selected me for any category. Oh, that means you didn't stay till the event. Wow, that's unfortunate. It means then look at it. It means you didn't stay till the event. They say, yes, I actually didn't stay. I actually could not stay because of this. Then this is the next thing I love to further make them remorseful. Tell them, wow, so does that mean you missed that offer that was given, what, more than 500,000 naira? Is that what you're telling me? Some of them say, I was not there, I missed it. Oh, wow, well, that's quite unfortunate anyway. Well, this is it. At what point in time, you can inquire, at what point in time did you leave the event? It gives you an idea of where they were. If they were in a place where they didn't see the business model, you can phantom, you can pick that they didn't even see the business model, they didn't even see anything, they don't even understand anything, they didn't even stay to even know what the business was all about, your best bet is to invite them for a fresh event. Then I'm okay, you still talk about the makeup session. Anyway, well, what we'll just do, you can see the place was massive, and out of the massive numbers, only few people were selected. Some of them were given an amazing offer, but the only thing I'll just do, because of some people who took permission and all that, the organization will be having a makeup session, but this time will be in our office. So you invite them to the office. Please pay attention carefully to this. Some of you might need the recorded version of this thing to replay it and hear it well. All right, how you do a good follow-up. All right, so you give them an opportunity to attend a fresh event. But if they already have an idea, okay, yes, I saw the business, but my problem is I couldn't choose the category because I don't have money. I didn't have the money. Or while you didn't have the money, then you can do a close. Take note. When you're doing a follow-up, a close can follow it too. You can do a close. All right. Then you tell them, let them know we're having the quick starter guide training session. All right. We are selecting the last phase of people. All right. The first day category was selected yesterday, but a little bracket has been given where the top leaders whom you saw that day, we are selecting the last phase of people that they will mentor, the last phase of people that they're going to be adopting into their mentorship. This is just to further help some people. So it's a good one that you have this privilege. Let me get it clear. How much do you have exactly? Because when you say you don't have the money, maybe you're talking about not having the complete money. How much do you have exactly? Let me know what I can do, because the quick starter guide have been split in 2 sessions. There's the general quick starter guide and there's the special quick starter guide for those that are under the top leadership mentorship. Some of them will tell you, I only have, in fact, I don't have the complete money. I only have 30,000, I only have 40,000. But if I'm given a chance, I'll be able to balance it up. Okay, good. What I will do is this. Just go ahead, make the transfer and come 2 p.m. today. Can you make it 2 p.m. today? So when you're doing your reminder, you are inviting them against 2 p.m. quick starter guide. The quick starter guide is in 2 sessions and at both offices. Take note, Accountant Kabir will be handling the one in Boso office, that is at Shamraz. That is for people who didn't make any payment. I'm coming to that. All right, those who didn't make any payment, who were interested but didn't make payment. All right, why Dr. Umar, that's myself, my humble self, and the Oracle will be anchoring at the second, the first venue, that is at Brighter office. The details have been posted on the WhatsApp group. All right, please connect with your leaders. If there's anything you don't understand, please ask questions. All right, those that made payment, whether it is full payment or part payment, they will be coming to the first venue, which is where Dr. Umar and Sylvia Paul, that's the Oracle, will be anchoring. So take note, that is where they will be coming. They will have to provide their evidence of payment. They should have their slip, that slip that they were given, the receipt. If they don't have their receipt, at least they should have their alert, the evidence of their payment, maybe their transaction receipt. I know some of them might say they've lost this, but please, they will provide an evidence of payment, all right, before they might be allowed in. So please, when you are guiding your people to quick starter guide, let's do it carefully. If it is a person that didn't make any payment, don't bring them to see Dr. Umar or the Oracle, because the hall is not big. We can only start with those that have made payments so that we can further get them to understand the business more, and they will see the need to upgrade their account. In fact, this is why I had to stay back in Minna. All right, so take note. So if they've made payment, they should come to the office at Brighter, that's Green Roof office at Brighter Junction, close to Brighter Junction. The address is on the WhatsApp group. That's where they will come. Those that have made payment, will come there. Those that didn't make payment, you go to the Boso office. All right, that is the one at Boso. That is Shamras Plaza, C8. Please take note of this, very important. All right, so this is also a strategy to close. If you have people that came and you let them know we are on the last phase of selection, all right, for those that will join the top leadership mentorship. So if you want to be part of it, you can make a deposit. Please don't go and be closing them to make payment of all those kind of 5,000, 10,000, all those payments, they are headache. Some of you, I just accepted those things yesterday because, at least let it just be as if, we encompassed everybody. Get them to make a reasonable payment, all right? That is it. So those that didn't make payment to Boso, those that made payment to Brighter Junction office, all right? So take note, you guide them appropriately. The Akatan Kabir will be handling that at Boso, and I and Oracle will be handling that at the other office, right? And there will be 2 sessions. One of the first session will be starting in the next about an hour or thereabout, in the next about less than 2 hours. which is by 10 a.m. this morning. The second session will be by 2 p.m. So give them the option. All right. Make sure any of your prospects that made payment, especially, make sure you do everything to make them come today. Because those that will come today for that quick starter guide, in fact, their eyes will be open. They will see the need to run this business, with all seriousness. They will see the power of the vision. We'll show them everything. All right. That is it. So you guide them appropriately. Now, this is part of what sustaining momentum, whereby you quickly do a follow-up of the contact. If you lose momentum, it means all the contact you booked are gone, because at the end of the day, this is part of I'm saying this, I'm giving you this, I'm steadily, carefully giving you this tip, because why? This will help you sustain your momentum. You've already done a massive invitation. You had 50 contact lists. You booked out of that 50, you've been able to book 30 people. Follow up that 30 people immediately. Get those people that attended to quick starter guide, all right, and get those that make payment to the right place, those that didn't make payment to quick starter guide, and guess what? Those that didn't attend, get them to what? To re-attend tomorrow. It means the momentum will be sustained. You still record a reasonable ratio of conversion. You still be able to convert a good number of your prospects into what? Into getting into the business. Take note. It is very, very, very important, because if you don't do that, at the end of the day, you lose. Most of the signups you will get, for those of you, some of you maybe you didn't record, some of you recorded massive signups, some of you recorded few signups, some of you didn't get any sign up. Guess what? The real sign up comes. Some of you that didn't even get a sign up, if you follow this thing I'm telling you, when you start counting your sign ups, when you start counting your payment, you might end up getting more sign up than someone that got sign up yesterday. That's the truth. You invited 30 people. Out of the 30 people, maybe only one person signed up. If you do what I'm telling you, you might end up even getting another 10 to 15 people making their payments. So follow this thing carefully, so that you can up your game of momentum, and you can actually you can record more, you can harvest more from what you already sow. The mega event is like an eye opener, but the real work that will bring the result will be what you do personally, who you are going to call, what kind of follow-up you're going to do. So get your team together, call them, start your follow-up immediately after this training, start getting them to the quick starter guide for a mega event. That is where the real result comes. So very, very important. Please take note of that. All right. Now, for those who attended the event and they didn't have money, try to close them. But if you try to close them and guess what? They still are giving one or more excuses and all that, the next thing, you can plan a BAI for them. So what it means, you still get them to quick starter guide, and you let them know this is just a privilege. The quick starter guide, of course, is for people that have made payments, but it's just that we are giving the privilege by one of our leaders to see if you're serious. They're going to be selecting some people that are going to be supporting, right? So, but you're going to make it to the quick starter guide today. It's a training for those that have paid, but the privilege is this: you're going to be getting it free. So you're coming. Let me get a confirmation. Are you coming, so I can prepare for you your reservation? They'll tell you, yes, I'm coming. Okay, good. Be there by 2 p.m. sharp, or be there by so time sharp. If they are within Boso, let them come this morning. All right. And that is the catch, so that they can actually They can actually still catch the vision. Then you get them to compile their contact list. Now take my advice. Those people that didn't make payment, but they are sincerely interested, when you are able to successfully get them to quick starter guide today, immediately after the quick starter guide, what do? Get their contact list immediately. They sit down there, compile it. In fact, you can even tell some of them what you do between now and before the quick starter guide, the people you intend to connect, because some of the leaders might be helping you. Just write down name, phone number, and location of those people. Write at least 50. You can write more, because the more you write, the more you will impress the leaders. They might be willing to help you. And in fact, the more money you are likely to make. When you let them know this, they will write more. Some of them will come with 200 contacts. If you know how to play the psychology very well, some of them will come with 100 contacts, 150 contacts. You tell them a minimum of 50, but you can write more than that. How many do you have in your phone? Some will tell you I have 400. Wow. If I tell you that for each of those 400, for each of persons among those 400, every person you write has the chance of paying you, every 2 persons has a chance of paying you 17,000. How many would you write? They'll tell you, I can write everything. Okay, good, go ahead, no problem. I'll see what I can do. Some of them will come with 200 contacts. When they come with those contacts, guess what you do? After the quick starter guide, please let's not be lazy about this. Let's not be reluctant about this. Do this carefully and record massive results, harvest massively from your business. So what do? Get them to attend the quick starter guide. When they attend the quick starter guide, some of them will come with the contact. Some of them might not come with the contact, but after the quick starter guide, make them compile it there and then. And there and then, take note, because we've already prepared them for rejection through the IPO and all that. There and then, immediately after the quick starter guide, get them to send the text message to their contact, because most of those contact lists are useless if messages are not sent. So there and then, that day, don't let them tell you, okay, I'm in a hurry, I want to go to somewhere, I want to do this, tomorrow I'll come. No. There and then, get them to send the text messages immediately. Otherwise, you have a bunch. Some of you, I know I'm speaking your experience. You already have bunches and so many contacts in your hands, BAI, where people submitted contact, but they didn't send message until today. You are still dragging them to come and send message. To avoid that, what do? Get them to send the message immediately. Some of them will say, okay, the problem is my phone is not recharged. Get them to charge the phone, but I don't have airtime. If it is to provide airtime for them, provide it and get them to send the message. Because once you get them to send the message, those that you see, when people are committed to the business, their attention will be brought there. If they are committed with money, they will always come. Some of them are not committed with money. If they are committed by the fact that they sent messages to the contact, even the responses they are getting alone, it gets them committed, and guess what? They want to see to the end of it. It makes them respond, so that you don't have bunch or numerous contacts, hundreds of contacts, and there are no text messages sent to them. All right. So take note. This is another way you can have a high level of conversion ratio, so that you can convert most of your prospects to become sign-up. Very, very important. All right. I did a radio jingle. If my assistant is listening here, if Zainab is here, guess what? We'll do the same thing to those contacts. So take note. I am not resting too. I will make sure I do follow up on my own personal contacts too. Zainab, I hope you are there. Please make sure we start that, do it carefully, so that we can convert most of them to what? To become real tangible what? Result. All right, and just mere attendance. So take note of that. This will help you what? Build a good momentum, even in this what? Massive campaign we launched through this mega event. So guess what? That is for that about the mega event, and it's going to be massive. So don't go reluctant about it. Now, these are the 7 things I'm going to be giving you in very, very brief before I end the meeting. Number 1, if you want to build momentum, I had to tell you this so that you can understand it, but this is it. If you want to build momentum, you want to sustain momentum. All right, 7 tips for building an unstoppable momentum. The first one is to find what drives you. Please go and remember the reason why you started this business. Remember, I told you while I was talking about momentum, there are times, it's a natural tendency in human beings. There are times where you feel tired, right? Now, have a strong why. Find what drives you. Have a strong why. And I always tell people, if you know the vision of C21FG, you should know that what this is a vision that is worth being a part of. A vision where we are projecting by 2024, we have 50,000 people who will be multi-millionaires, and we are combining this multi-millionaires, we're putting hands together, this multi-millionaires, for a what? For a just purpose, for a positive purpose, to affect the world positively. Who shouldn't be part of this vision? For some of you, it might not be this vision that is in your head. You are in the survival stage. All you are thinking is, how are you going to what? Provide food for your family? Or how are you going to give your family a good life? How are you going to provide for your parents? That is a good why too. How are you going to help people around you? Because people around you are trying their best and they're not meeting up. How can you use this business? This business can help you help them. So if your why is, oh, I want to buy my husband a nice car. I want to see that my husband, maybe your why is even your husband is not allowing you to do the business. But you are thinking, okay, what I want to do is I want to buy my husband a car. I remember that was what somebody like Debbie did, one of our global leaders. At the end of the day, she did something amazing for the husband. And guess what? Because of that, the man began to what? To allow her to do the business. Some of you, that is your why. The rejection from your friends, you want to prove them wrong, all right? So that you can actually what? You can actually what? Even get them to see this business and become better for themselves. Some of you, it's your family. You want to help them. Some of you, it's your friends, your siblings, right? Your children. Please don't make excuses with your family not to do this business. That should even be what should drive you. Don't come and tell me that, okay, my mother is frying akara and my father is tapping palm wine, and that's the reason why we're from a poor family, and that's the reason why I can't build this business. It is not an excuse not to build a business. It is even a strong reason why you must do the business, except you want your father to keep tapping palm wine for the rest of his life. If my father is a palm wine tapper, God forbid, and guess what? That's the only thing done, and he's poor and he's languishing in poverty, meaning I'm not from a rich family, it means I have an obligation to make a rich family come from me. So instead of making an excuse why I cannot do what I'm supposed to do, why I cannot build momentum in my business, because sometimes those are the distractions. Oh, I would have done this business, but the problem is all my friends denied me, and you get distracted, you lose momentum. So say no to any distraction, say no to anything that makes you relax. Find what drives you, find a strong why. that you always remember. Anytime you try to feel fatigued, there's somebody like me, sometimes I want to relax, but once I just remember what is driving me, I just wake up. I have set my mind. The goal I have set is too huge. In fact, I've been thinking, after setting that goal, I've been thinking, what can I do to achieve it? The mastermind gave that he's going to give 50,000, he's going to create 50,000, no, not the mastermind, the president said 50,000 multi-millionaires by 2024. Guess what? My mentor decided to take 25,000. He said 381 DA will take, 381 family, unstable family will take 25,000. That's half of that number. And I looked at it, I said, if 381 family will take half of that number, I should also take half of what the 381 family is taking. And we'll set it. I've sat with the leaders. You are aware we have a strong obligation. We have a very powerful vision to pursue. 12,500 millionaires from 381 DA is no joke. You cannot be sleeping on your bed by 8 o'clock and think that you raise 12,500 people that will become millionaires by 2024. So it's a goal we are pursuing in 381 DA to have 12,500 people becoming millionaires. If you are sleeping by this time and guess what, you are reluctant to even make a call and follow up with your prospect to attend the event, it means even the chance of you even becoming a millionaire is far-fetched, not to talk of creating other people or raising other people that will become millionaires. So guess what? Find what drives you. That is what is driving me. So I don't know what is driving. Initially, what used to drive me was to have time for my family, was to give my family a good life, to have money and all that. But those things don't drive me anymore, right? What is driving me now is how many people will I raise in my team that will be millionaires? Because guess what? My family have the food they can eat. They have the house to stay. They have those. That is not, I'm not in the survival state. My level now, what I'm pursuing is to see how many people in my team can I make millionaires. So I don't know what is driving you. If what is driving you is to give your family a good life, please hold that strong and use it to pursue your business with utmost seriousness. Welcome no distraction. Don't say I'm breastfeeding my baby. That's the reason why I could not do this. And that's why I said, let me just, I just gave birth. My baby is under breastfeeding. That's why I could not do this and this. Find a way around it so that you can what? You can sustain momentum. Because why? If you go on a 3-month break, like the way they give bankers, is it 1 month or 2 months maternity leave? If you do maternity leave here, let me just tell you the truth. You come back and start from ground zero. That's the truth. It means you will lose momentum. The second tip I'm going to give you is this, is set smart goals. Set smart goals. We already have goals set. For those of you that just joined the business newly, you know everything is clearly stated in your team. Your target is utmost, your goal is within the SMO checklist. 1 month is given. It's a 4-week challenge. But guess what? Any smart person, if you have anybody that is joining this business newly, let me tell you the truth. You should pursue to finish that SMO checklist in not more than 2 weeks. If you want to get it done, if you want to get it, you choose the time you want to finish that SMO checklist. If you choose to do it in 10 months, you do it in 10 months. If you want to do it in 10 years, you do it in 10 years. If you want to do it in 1 week, you do it in 1 week. Just dedicate to it and get it done so that you can become a Kingsman, right? And guess what? You have the opportunity to have your certificate. And more importantly, guess what? You can enter the Challenge 36 race, which is your gateway to becoming a millionaire. Why should you be there struggling 3 months and you are still struggling with SMO checklist when others are thinking of how to become millionaire? So when you come in as a new connector in this business, your pursuit is this. Don't wait for your leader to be telling you to read this book or to do this, or when they press you before you do. No, if you are a serious person and really want to become a millionaire and raise other millionaires in the business and you're a new connector, trust me, you can overtake anybody that has been in this business before you. But it will not be like just by sitting. One of my downline told me, guess what? She told me, Dr. Omar, I don't want to, it's only you I want to overtake. I say, no problem, it's welcome. No problem, you can overtake me. I was encouraging her. The same person that says she wants to overtake me, for how long now? I've not even seen herself. She has disappeared again. She has lost momentum. How can she overtake me? I want her to overtake me. Yes, I want it. It's going to give me joy. I'm going to be happy with it. But I don't see her overtaking me because guess what? As early as 6 a.m., I'm already awake. And she's not even in this meeting. I'm even running training for my team. How can you overtake me when you are not even there to even help yourself, not to talk of helping your team, even to finish SMO checklist? She has not finished till today. Someone that we have been battling to finish SMO checklist for more than 6 months or 8 months now, and she wants to overtake me. I don't even know how that thing is possible. I can't even in the widest dream, it's not possible. 8 months, you are still on SMO checklist. You have not finished with 2. And you want to overtake Dr. Omar. You can't even overtake even some people that join the business after you. So that is it. So guess what? Set smart goals. Your smart goal here will be this.
Other people are finishing this SMO checklist in 1 month, but I will finish it in 1 week. That is a smart goal. Smart goal. Challenge 36. You have 1 month to produce. So once you are done with the SMO checklist, the next thing is what? Challenge 36. Everybody is on the race. Everybody here is on the challenge 36 race. You are racing to generate 36 code this month. Check yourself. How many codes have I generated as at now? Some of you are already above your target. Some of you have already generated close to that 36 code. You had 1 month to do it. In the primary, you had 1 month, but you already have over 20-something codes. You already have over close to 30 codes. Wow, that's great. It means you are moving at pace. But some of you, you are behind. You are supposed to generate 36 code. By now, we're approaching the middle of the month. By now, guess what? You ought to have been generating about at least 18 to 20 codes, but you are still somewhere less than 10 codes. What does it mean? It means you need to re-strategize. And that brings us to the what? To the third tip, which is to what? Which is to plan. All right? Plan. Be open to changing direction, meaning learn how to plan, learn how to strategize and re-strategize. There's a concept we use to say plan, do, and review. Plan, do, and review. It's another way of what? Of building momentum. Because look at it, when you start doing something that you are doing, by this time of the month, you are struggling to get 5 codes. And this is 13th. When you're supposed to be having above 18 to 20 codes, you're having this thing. What it means is this. If you keep doing it, you even get frustrated. You get tired. So what do? You re-strategize. You check, what am I doing? That is not, where is it I'm not getting it right? Is it that, okay, maybe I need to add more of what I'm doing? Maybe I've been booking 10-10. Maybe this time I have to book 20-20. Or maybe I need to book 30-30. Or maybe I need to do this, maybe I need to do that. What do I need to do? Meaning you want to re-strategize. Do I need to add more, or do I need to what? Change the strategy completely? Maybe I need to do this, maybe I need to do this, maybe I need to do this. You relate with your leader. When you're talking about re-strategizing, you might need the attention of your leader to assist you on that, right? That is it. Don't just keep doing what you are doing. You're not getting results, you're not producing anything, and then you just remain like that and you accept your fate. No, you plan, you take action, and after some days or maybe a week, you re-strategize, you review what you've done. Is it carrying me? Is it pushing me close to my goal? Right? Otherwise, when you're not getting results and you're still pushing on that track, you will lose momentum. You will lose momentum because why? You are putting in all effort in the wrong direction. Maybe your ladder is placed even in the wrong direction. You will definitely what? Lose momentum. All right. And in setting goals, please, just for the top point and for the second point I mentioned, in setting goals, your goals should be what? Specific and clear. These are the tips I learned here. Make your goals specific and clear. The goal is challenge 36. You want to generate 36 codes this month. All right. How many do you have already? So go about and check it. All right. These goals should be measurable. These goals should be achievable. It should be relevant. All right. Time bound, 36 code within 1 month. All right. And you can evaluate, which is the third point I gave, which is to review. Evaluate. All right. Where is it that is not working? Where am I getting it wrong? Where you review, you re-strategize and all that. These are very, very important, because if you don't do that, you will lose momentum. You put in a lot of effort, but there will be nothing. Nothing that will happen. All right. So take note of that. Now, very, very important to mention, very important to mention, all right, is this. Some of your goal is beyond even generating 36 code. You want to hit the December 30-30. You want to see that what? You hit the price. On the 1st of January, I'm not going to ask anybody, how many do you have? How many prospects have you? How many people have you personally signed? No. By the 1st of January, by the 30th of January, I will seek those who has hit it. I will log into your system and I will check. Once the person is hit it, in the next Super Leadership Monday after that, we'll just announce the persons and give them the cash prize, 250,000 naira, 150,000 naira, 100,000 naira, and they'll get their cash prize, they'll get their reward as promised. All right, so take note. I'm not asking you how many have you prospected, how many people have you signed in. Don't think I've forgotten. It is actively on. The first prize will take 250,000 naira, the second prize will take 150,000, and third prize will take 100,000 naira. The first 3 persons to get it done. So are you on track? You need to check all that. The fourth tip to build momentum is to commit wholeheartedly. I've talked a little about that. Commit wholeheartedly to your plan, the goal you set, the plan you're working on. Commit wholeheartedly to it. Please don't be a person that don't. There are some people who do that. You're doing something, but you know you are not sincere to yourself. Like the person I told that, I said, doctor, I want to overtake you. It's you I want to overtake. Yes, it's good. Wow, that's great. So how do you plan to overtake me? What do you want to do? That day I was fervent. And guess what? Even in this meeting, I don't know whether she's even here. Even SMO checklist, you are still not completed SMO checklist, right? Commit wholeheartedly. Avoid distractions because it will help, it will break momentum. It will break momentum, it will distract and make you lose momentum. You come and start ground start. So commit wholeheartedly to your team, commit wholeheartedly to your activities. All right. That is it. Very, very, very important. And then number 5, because I'm very brief with it. All right. I'm very, very brief with it because I have something else to do, right? I need to follow up on even my own prospects too, so that I can invite them for what? For the quick starter guide. So number 5, this is very, very important. Remember why you started. Remember, I said the first step is to what? Is to find a strong reason, find your strong why. But number 5, very, very important, find a means to always remember why you are doing this business, what you are pursuing. Find a means to always remember it. All right, very, very, very important. All right, remember why you started. Remember, have something that always remind you. Is it that car you want to buy? Is it helping your family? Have those pictures. Use the imaging principle of success to what? Put it on your wall. Put it everywhere on your phone. Is it the 36 code that is on your head? Is it the 30-30? Is it to make $1 million naira? Is your goal, your income goal to make $1 million naira? Is it to make 500,000 naira? Is it to make, what are you pursuing? Is it to enter 2-comma club? What is driving you, right? Find a means to always remember it. Very, very, very important. All right. Then number 6, because these things will help you not what? Lose momentum. Those days you get tired. Those days you get tired. When you remember why you started, you still pick up and still do the needful. If there's anybody here that have not discovered the reason why he's doing this business or does not have a good reason for doing this business, trust me, it means you will not build momentum. You might start with enthusiasm, but after some time, guess what? You will fizzle out. So find a good reason for doing your business. Number 6 is this. Be cautious of your environment. Be environmentally cautious. Be cautious of your what? Of your environment. Let me relate this with the power of association. Very, very, very important. All right. Don't stay close to your sick friends. Those friends who are sick, they're dumb, they are broke, they have no hope. And guess what? They want to kill your hope. Did you get the point I just made? Very important. You need to stay around people that will help you sustain momentum. It's called the power of association. I've mentioned this severally. You are an average of the what? Of the 5 people that you spend most of your time with, right? I mentioned this a lot. I've heard this severally and I mentioned it a lot, right? So what kind of environment do you want for yourself? You don't want an environment where someone is telling you, in fact, when you see the person even talking to you, he's sick, he's dumb, he's broke. He has lost hope. And the person is drilling you, is discouraging you. And then you are always sitting around the person. I don't even understand the reason why. When you should be sitting around people that are pushing you to do better. People that are telling you, let's go and share flyers. People that are telling you, let's book. People that are telling you this. Guess what? You are sitting around people that I don't even understand. You know, that's the reason why people drag 2 years. You are still struggling in the business. Because sometimes some of these people, they are inseparable from your life. I'm not telling you to separate and abandon them. No. What am I saying? You might need to spend lesser time with them. At least lesser time so that you can pursue this dream. Because these are people that at the end of the day, when you become successful, guess what? You will be able to help them get them out of that their state of hopelessness. When you become successful, your success will attract them to what? And force them to level up. Not them trying to level you down. You stay with them, they end up leveling you down. And at the end of the day, all of you stay on the you see, when you're on the ground, you can't raise anybody. Imagine yourself sitting on the ground, another person sitting on the ground. You see some of those your friends, when you sit down, you talk bad about rich people. Sometimes you sit down, a fine car will just pass, and you say, he's a ritualist. Oh, Yahoo, and all the anything you talk against, you distract yourself from it. When you celebrate it, you attract it. So you need to know the right people to sit with. So be cautious be environmentally cautious, because these are people, each time you stay around people who are negative, they give you negative vibe. Sometimes that's when you sleep, instead of waking up 6 a.m., you end up waking up 9 a.m. But when you sit around people who force you to level up, guess what? It makes you do more. It makes you do more. And before you know, you stand a chance to achieve more. All right. So surround yourself with genuine people who encourage and motivate you, and be mindful of what you are consuming day to day. Be mindful of what is ended, because some of these things, don't think you are so strong. Let me tell you something. Even Dr. Omar, you are seeing here, I'm very, very careful with my environment. As the level of belief I have, as much as the belief I have, and undistractable as I can be. But guess what? I'm very careful with my environment because I know how these things affect subconsciously. Subconsciously, the thing will just enter. You are consuming, you won't know. Maybe it's even from the media. It might not even be people. It might be the media. Maybe you're always listening to this. You know, there was this, I told you of this app that was finishing me. Some of you are laughing at me. Then I told you there was one app I was having in my phone, one news app. All the time, you just see plenty news that one man pregnated his father, one woman pregnated his I don't even understand where they fetch all those things from. Those are not things that I should be thinking about. But anytime I see it, I get distracted. And guess when I finish reading that news, I'll just be thinking, hey, now, wow, this world will soon end. All these kind of things, you know, subconsciously, it naturally makes you even what? Reluctant to even move because you are seeing one thing and you are believing, now, wow, it's like no need to even do anything. Some of you watch Al Jazeera. When you finish watching Al Jazeera or you watch CNN, they are telling you that the world will soon, in fact, you just see that there is war in the world. The way it is on Al Jazeera, you think that in the whole world, there's no place where there's peace. When you watch CNN, it looks like in the whole world, there's no other place where there's peace. Everywhere, war. Look at amazing things happening in Nigeria. But guess what? They will never show you. Have you ever seen where they showed you? Did you see them showing the Feed the Family project? Did you see them showing the Feed the Family project to tell you that what? There are people who are what? Putting funds together to help the world. You won't see that because it will not attract, people will not read the news. People love negative news to make money. Those are the kind of news that are brought. So they make you feel that the world is hopeless. You know, there's no need, not even bother, don't struggle. You are not environmentally cautious. C2 Energy has put hands together and they want to feed 1 million families. Put smile in the face of 1 million families. You can't see that in most of the news. In fact, some of those news, you have to even pay for them to feature it. But the one that, guess what, that has to do with making you feel hopeless, making you feel, you know, feel hopeless. That is the one that, do you observe that those news, they don't pay for it? They are the one that go and look for it because they make money from it. But the one that is going to give people hope, if you want to feature the Feed the Family project, you might have to even pay to feature it on any of the TV stations. That's what gives you an idea. It should tell you what you are consuming. So be very, very cautious of it. Number what? What number are we? Please indicate on the chat box. Let me know the number. What number are we now? And what number am I going to? I want to call the next number. What should that number be? That should be number what? Because these things are not arranged. Please write on the chat box. Let me know. Okay, number 7. Good. Number 7 is be patient. All right, be patient. You see, many times many of us overestimate what we can do in a small time frame. All right, especially when we are caught up in something we are passionate about. I want to make money. I want to make money. You overestimate. All you're looking at, I can just do this, and all that. And you underestimate what you can achieve within a long time frame. This is the mistake most times we make. You overestimate what you can achieve in a short time frame and underestimate what you can achieve in a long time frame. What should it be like? What it should be is this. Don't joke with your time, but be patient. Build your business so rapidly, so hungry, such that as if you want it now. I want it now. The mindset of building should be like, I want it now. So meaning you are result oriented. When you are doing any activity, you want the result. But when the result doesn't come, you are patient. Why? You are patient to wait for it because you know that it will definitely come. That is it, because there's what we call the compound effect. For those of you that have studied the 5 books, you know about the compound effect, right? That is it. So guess what? Be patient. The result will definitely come. Be patient when there's rejection. Be patient when you run the presentation. There are no sign-ups. Be patient when you run, when you are interacting with your downlines, right? Be patient when you're interacting with your prospect, when they try to deceive you and all that. Be patient, even with your leaders. Some of you, the reason why you are losing momentum is because you are fighting your leader. You are not loyal. Your leader is battling every day. He sleeps and wakes up. He's thinking about whether this is my downline. What will I do? Be patient. There will be issues. There will be challenges. Everything will come. But you have to be patient. Patience is key. Because when you are patient in this business, at the end of the day, most of these little things that are supposed to distract you do not matter. Imagine your upline offending you. One thing happened. One prospect came. This one, that. The whole thing we're talking about is not even worth 7,000 naira. But guess what? At the end of the day, because of that, you got distracted and lost momentum. But guess what? If you were patient, at the end of the day, you are celebrated as a 2-comma club member, meaning you are not a monthly millionaire earner. Does that thing matter anymore? No. That's why when you see we're telling people, don't pick offense, be loyal. People think we're just saying this thing. Maybe because we are looking for loyalty. For somebody like me, let me tell you, somebody like Dr. Umar, I don't even need that for loyalty. I don't even need that. People knows now, they know me very well. I don't have time for all that thing. Some of my team members, when I'm coming down from my car, you want to come and help me carry my bag. Some of them, before they even try to collect my bag, I'm already upstairs because I'm always in a hurry. I'm always in a haste. I don't have time for all those things. But what is the catch here? There will be times we are human beings. There are times you might be offended. Even in the mega event, sometimes prospect this issue, that issue, that issue. At the end of the day, let me tell you why I'm encouraging you to be patient. At the end of the day, when you become a multi-millionaire, guess what? Those things will not matter anymore. You see that little issue you are dragging with your cross line, somebody from another team, somebody from this team. So when you become a multi-millionaire, when you have the happy life, when you are cruising in your Benz, when you enter into the kind of Benz I have, guess what? It will not matter to you anymore. You think I'm angry? I don't even have time to be angry. When you finish offending me, if I just enter inside my car, once the AC just blow me, I've forgotten about all the issue we had. At the end of the day, those things will not matter anymore. So that is it. So don't let those little things, oh, I'm not getting this, my upline didn't do this for me, I was supposed to do this and all that. No, be patient and pursue this thing. So that at the end of the day, when you hit your target, when you hit what you are looking for, the world will celebrate you, and all those challenges and everything will not matter anymore. Now, let me tell you something why you should be patient. Nobody cares about your story until you win. Like I mentioned, my father is a palm wine tapper, God forbid. My mother is frying this akara, and guess what? This is that. Nobody cares. The only thing that inspires in your story is what happened at the end of the day. How did you maneuver through this story and became successful? Until you become the hero of your story, nobody cares. Someone just summarized everything I talked about on the group. That's amazing. I appreciate you. All right. Nobody cares about your story. Your story only becomes an inspiration when you are the hero of your story. If you are a villain of your story or you are the victim of your story, nobody cares. Don't play the victimhood. That in my family, they cost all of us, we can never be rich. Who cares? Is it my problem? It's not my problem. But if you, yes, my family, they cost all of us, will never be rich. But guess what? I stood out. And guess what? By the grace of God, I became a millionaire. How did you do it? You tell me why you did it. It makes sense. Don't come and be playing victim. Don't come and be talking about the reason why you cannot be rich or why you should not be successful. You will lose momentum. That's the truth. And when you lose momentum, your success will be dragged for long. All right? These are the tips I'm going to give you, which you can use to sustain your momentum in your business. But what I'm going to be doing is this. Please, just some little announcement. Very, very crucial announcement. Some of you are logging out. Guess what? That will be some of you, they've already missing out. But these announcements are very important. Please, let me draw attention to something very powerful. Who can tell me on the chat box the project at hand now? We know we have the Labona Dapre, we have several projects, but who can tell me the project at hand, the project of priority at hand? Can anybody tell me? Who can tell me please write on the chat box, the project of priority at hand, the most important project at hand? Can anybody write it down? Let me show. Good. Mustafa just mentioned it. Okay, good. It means we're all following the Feed the Family project. Please take note. I want to talk about this very briefly. Then I pass on the announcement. Very, very, very important. The Feed the Family project. Let me give you a very brief story. Why I don't joke with the Feed the Family project. Let me tell you a story about it. Before I joined C21FG, before I became a part of Century 21 Freedom, before I became a connector, I had always, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that had this. Some of you, even when you were very young, when I was very, very young as a kid, I had always dreamt of, I used to watch these movies. I was, I used to see Superman, Spider-Man, all these things. I watch these movies. Some of you watch those things. It's just that now I don't have much time for all those things. But guess what? Some of you watch it very well. You watch all these superhero movies, right? Whereby you see, people helping people and all that. This has always inspired me. There's this inspiration I usually get. Which time I see people that are suffering. And this I'm telling you as a kid, when I was very, very young, maybe as a teenager, or even far, less than that, I can still remember very vividly. I always want to, each time I see people not doing well, maybe somebody being oppressed, or somebody not, getting food to eat, all that, I used to have this feeling, I wish I can be like Spider-Man. I wish I can be like Superman. I wish I can be like this. But guess what? Because I thought those things were real. I was very, very young. I was a small person. So I was thinking these things are possible. At times I would just sit down, I'll just be thinking, I'll be doing my hand like this. Can web come out of my hand? Don't laugh. I'm telling you the truth. Guess what? I was just thinking, can I ever be like you know, be like this so that I can be helping people. I had this mindset even before joining C21FG. But guess what happened? When I started growing, I was becoming more mature. Guess what? I started realizing that nobody can be Superman. Those things are just fictions. There's no way. If you like, do your hand like this from now till next year, you cannot do any web. Single web will not come out. You can't fly. If you go up, you must jump. If you jump down, you break leg. When I realized that that was the reality of life, I started accepting reality. Now, I want to follow me. Let me tell you why I take this Feed the Family project very, very serious. I started accepting the reality. Some of you, let me tell you, your story might not be like my own. Let me tell you what your story was like. When you started life, you saw doctors, you saw lawyers, you saw engineers, and you dreamt of becoming a doctor. You wanted to be this, you wanted to be that. In fact, you started studying science class. You went to science school. And before you know what was happening, after some time, when the reality started dawning on you that your brain could not carry science, guess what? You started what? You started finding your way out of science class. Guess what? You went to art class, or as the case may be. And later on, guess what happened? You started finding happiness in what you were doing. Now, what is the point I'm trying to make here? Every human being would love to help people. An average human being loves to help people. I wanted to help lots of people. But when I started growing up, I now realized that those things are not possible. I can't help the world. I cannot, but I now realize that at least I can change somebody's world. I might not be able to help the whole world, but at least I can change somebody's world. I can change that person's world. I can help that person have a better mindset about the world. Lots of people have lost hope. Lots of people don't have hope. In fact, that's the worst thing that can happen to somebody. Not when you are having challenge. No, that's not the worst thing. The worst thing is when you are in a situation of hopelessness. You think that there's no more hope. Now watch it. I thought of something at some point in time when I was growing. When I became a vet doctor, I studied vet medicine. I said, wow, maybe God directed me to study vet medicine because of this. So I can understand how animals operate. I can understand production in animals and all that. And guess what? I told myself, I said, I'm going to establish a project. Now, this was before I joined C21FG. I said, I was going to establish a project. If you ask my wife, if you ask some of my friends, they'll tell you about this thing. Even before I joined C21FG, I used to mention this thing to them. I said, I'm going to establish a project. If God help me, make me become rich, I will establish something that will be like a kind of an opportunity for everybody, at least even if it's the basic need of people, which is feeding, water, all these things. They should be able to access it free of charge. But I was thinking, how can I go about this thing? I have never thought of any way to do it, but I was just thinking, maybe should I gather people when I have money? They will farm massively, they will do this and do that. I was thinking about all this, but I could not really figure out where exactly till I joined C21FG and I saw the Feed the Family project, and I saw it as something that was part and parcel of my vision. And guess what? I said, this is something that through this thing, I can attract even more blessings from my Creator, from God Almighty. And that's the reason why I don't joke with it. Now, I know that I might not be able to change the world. As C21FG, we might not be able to change the whole world and everything, yes. But changing one person's world means a lot. It is not about the much you do. It is about the reward you get from even the little you are able to do. You see the Feed the Family project, that's number one. Number two is this. This is something that I know very well. I don't need to preach to anybody here the importance of giving out. If the reason why you are becoming rich, if you think that the reason why you are becoming rich or why you're going to become a billionaire in this business or succeed in this business is just for yourself alone, trust me, you are gravely mistaken. The reality is this. You are becoming rich so that you can also help other people. That's where the real fulfillment is. Some of you think that when you become rich, you're going to be satisfied. I have lots of money. I must confess to you, I have money. But trust me, that money does not give me any reasonable satisfaction. The real satisfaction I get is when I see people benefiting from me. When I know people what, because the prayer of those people is even stronger sometimes than your prayer. You are protected. I don't know why God is blessing 381DA today, but I don't know. Only God knows exactly why. As a family and as a team, we are blessed. Other teams, other leaders are admiring us. If I can still trace something reasonably back, guess what? I remember last year when C21FG was feeding 50,000 families, guess what we did? We did our best. And guess what we did? We made sure that we had this Feed the Family project in our offices. And all the offices that did that Feed the Family project are still surviving till today, and they are doing well. In fact, they are doing super well. And guess what? Some of the offices played with it. Guess what they were doing? They didn't take the Feed the Family project serious. They were complaining. Imagine a leader leading an office and you cannot even put your team members together. How much per family? We're using 3,000 naira. You know, we have a business that one on the left, one on the right. So we're using 6,000 naira to feed 2 families. 3,000 per family, 6,000 naira for 2 families. This is something I can just take to anywhere. Anybody here can take to anywhere. You can waste it. But guess what? You are using this to attract. Remember, we're entering 2022. You are using this to attract the blessings of God to your business. What should you be doing? What you should be doing is what? Is to what? Use this opportunity to attract the blessings of your business. Engage in this noble project. Don't be one of those find one thing, find lagging behind when others are contributing to help people, to help other families. I don't need to tell you that there's poverty in the land. La Buena Vida is a blessing, not just to this country, but to the world. And to be that true blessing, it means there must be that sense of what? Selflessness, giving back. And that's the reason why it is made in such a way that it should be according to your capacity. Nobody is mandated. But as a leader, I'm taking the front seat. My plan is to feed a minimum. I've done the math. Zainab, is Zainab here? Please write. How many did I say you should? Maybe you should write it and you see it yourself. I've already budgeted over close to 1 million naira to do that. I want to do my best to see that at least I do that in 7 figures. But I told her, write for at least first. How much did I even calculate? Was it? I think I said, is it 200 families or thereabout? I can't even remember how many, but when I did the calculation, at least I know that it will take me over close to 1 million naira to achieve that. I'm not doing that. Good, 200 families. Yes, I said, write 200 families. Let's start with that. Let me see how it goes. Let me see. Now, take note. I say, write 200 families. 200 families will cost me. How much will that cost me? That's 600,000 naira. Yes, it will cost me 600,000 naira. But take note of something. I am taking that. Let me see how it goes. Let me see those who God will touch their heart to join me in this. If you believe in me as your leader, you join me in this. Let us do this. There's fulfillment in it. Let us help the people. We did it. We put hands together last year. We did it, and it was massively successful. And guess what? Because of that, those people that ate that food, they didn't come to join the business. We're not interested in them. We're not doing it for them to come and join our business. We are doing this just as a social obligation, something that we believe through this, God will help us more. We believe through this, the world will be a better place. And guess what? My leaders put hands together with me. We did it together with other connectors last year, and it was successful. And we thank God for it. I want to see those who will stand with me and will do this with me. We take this Feed the Family project most seriously. I have given the modalities. I have given my peer. I told her that she should get an exercise book and segment all the teams. You leaders, please handle for your team. All right, have an exercise book, accumulate it, write your code, and all the people in your team that are making the contribution. All right, there's a central account. What they should do, anybody that makes his payment should send the evidence to you for accountability. Right, they should send the evidence to you for accountability, and then you write down their name, write down their names, you know, anybody that they send you the evidence of payment, you check it. All right, you write down their name. I want to see what they will do, and let me tell you the truth. I know I cannot do this alone. But for me to see that this thing is not done, I would rather strive to even do it alone. Because with or without you, I will attract with or without any single member in the team, I will attract my blessings from God Almighty. But guess what? I am counting on every single one of you that will put hands together, because every single one of you is important in this. None of us is indispensable, including myself. Even if I don't feed, if I choose not to do it, guess what? Other people will do it, and they will help. They will attract blessings for themselves. Ordinarily, I'm a kind of person that don't like announcing charity and all that. But why are we doing this? Why are we announcing this? Just to encourage you. If you give me the option, those who know me, I will not tell you that I'm even feeding anybody. I won't tell you that I'm doing anything. But why am I doing this? To encourage you, to make you do it. So that guess what? We'll put hands together and make this happen. If you have made a single kobo in this business, let me give you an advice. Even if it's the only thing you've made in this business is 17,000 naira, please take out 6,000 naira. And feed 2 families. Let us do this together. Don't wait till you are a millionaire. Don't wait till you are this thing. You've made up to 17,000 naira in this business. In fact, some of you have not even made anything. You've not made anything, but you have that heart to give. Please do. Please do. The target is 1 million families. It's a huge project. I will be so happy if out of that 1 million, we cannot be taking a quota of, when it comes to creating millionaires, 12,500, 1/4 of the whole 50,000, and we cannot take a good, reasonable percentage of the 1 million. If 381D is able to feed 100,000 families, it's amazing. It tells us that, yes, it means that 12,500 millionaires we want to create, we can actually do it. Let us put hands together and do this thing. The details are already posted. I will repost the details maybe at the end of today. Make your payment to that account. It is 6,000 naira for 2 families. Please, some of you can feed 10 families. You can feed 50 families. You can feed. I'm not even expecting any you leader to feed less than 100 families. In fact, all you leaders, I'm not expecting you leader to feed less than 200 families too. If you're a you leader, you can't be feeding less than 200 families. I'm only setting that as a pace. But trust me, that's not where I'm ending it. I'm not ending it there. Very soon you see the number might even double, right? Not because I'm trying to show that I have money, but because why? I know what it is. I know the hunger in the land. I cannot change the whole country. I cannot change the whole world. I know. But if my feeding somebody will change that person's world and make the person rethink well and believe that there is hope, there are people who still care about them, guess what? I think it makes every difference for us. So please, brothers and sisters, let us put hands together on this cause. Let us take this for the family project even more serious than any other person in the team, than any other person in the entire C21FG. Let me see us doing this. Please, if you are one of those, you believe in this project and you are ready to contribute, you know that, yes, I'm going to be part of the Feed the Family project. I will give my contribution by the grace of, please write on the chat, but let me know those that are willing to support this project. Just say, I am part of the project. Just, I'm in. Please, let me see those that are in with me. Let me know those that are willing. I appreciate every single one of you. Let us do this. All right. Let us put hands together and let us do this. And by the grace of God, I believe strongly that, look, God will bless us massively with this. By the grace of God, we'll take this very seriously, and by the grace of God, it will be so massive, and the blessing will attract from God Almighty. And when you are doing it, please, just a note of advice, please, when you are doing it, do it sincerely for the sake of God. If we have a means, we'll not even announce it, but please, the only reason why we're announcing all these things and all that, for transparency purpose and also for encouragement purpose. If not, charity is best given when it is what? Given secretly. But this will what? This will encourage people to what? To do the needful. If you have people that are willing to contribute, they might not be part of the business. Trust me, some of them can, because of this noble project you are doing, they might get attracted. They might contribute. They might not be in the business, they might contribute. And because of that, they might decide to be part of the business. It is welcome. All right. The most important thing, everything should be, we're accounting for everything. And guess what? It is going to be well detailed, and the modalities will be communicated from the top, and I will definitely cascade it to the best of my capacity. Please, I am begging every single one of you, let us put hands together and do this. Let us make it possible. Let us make it a reality. I'm counting on you all. All right. I believe strongly that you're going to do this. All right. So, and finally, we have all goals and targets set. Your income target, please pursue it with favor, and let us do this together. By the grace of God, God is with us. And if God is with us, nobody can be against us because we are unstoppable. All right. God bless you all. I'm going to be ending the meeting here. All right. God bless every single one of you. I appreciate every single one of you joining. All right. I missed my Suleja office. I missed every single one of you, even those of you that are from different states that came in even during the leadership summit. Every single one of you. There's someone that says she's from Abia State. All right. I forgot that name, but I appreciate you too for joining all the way from Abia State. All right, every single one of you, you are highly appreciated, whether I mention your name or not, all the way from Kefi, Lafia, and all those places, you know, different states across the country. And some of you, maybe you're joining from other countries, you are highly appreciated. Even if I didn't mention them, take note, you are all significant. You are all important as far as this project and as far as this team is concerned. All right. Don't see yourself as insignificant. You are even more significant. You are more important, all right, than you think. And you are highly appreciated, all right? Keep joining in, but more importantly, ensure that you are joining in with your team. Join trainings with your team, because the more of your team members that join trainings, guess what? The more people that are building capacity in your team and the more you can achieve. Let us join hands together and let us make this happen. So go ahead, start doing the follow-up. And with God on our side, we are unstoppable. God bless you all. I appreciate every single one of you. And all the way from Minna, peace and love to every single one of you. God bless you all. Have an amazing day. Please, let's go back to activities.